Wait, I didn't even. I choked, dude. Give me a second. Welcome to the friggin' D&D hour. It's time for RPG horror stories. Coming at you from Zachy D and the friggin' Riff Raff gang. Woo!
Wow.
Yeah, pretty
Incredible.
good. Huh?
Like, first take as well.
Yeah, nailed it first try.
That makes it sound like there wasn't any. Like, there were other takes, right?
It does. Yeah, it really does.
What I'm meaning by that is that it was a first take and it really shouldn't have been.
I say we should redo it.
Yeah.
Too late, brother.
All right, we're locked in.
Demon Ant, these are bite-sized, fast-paced, high-energy content. Anyway,
I feel energized.
Huh?
Huh?
Anyway, we're selling out for this episode. This is a bonus episode. We're doing something a little different. We're doing something a little fun. Something a little bit short form, even, perhaps.
Quirky, perhaps.
A little bite-sized?
Yeah.
A little
You nibble on it.
Teeny tiny?
Yeah, a crumb.
A little...
A crumb of content.
A little crumlet? Yeah, that's what they're talking about in the social space.
Are they? I don't think they should be.
Anyway, moving on.
Bury that bit quickly.
So, we're gonna just do we're gonna play around with doing a little bonus content.
Yeah.
We're gonna read some absolutely fucked stories from RPG horror stories. The popular subreddit. Are you familiar with subreddit, Timothy?
I've perused a subreddit or two before.
Perused?
Yeah. My favorite one is
Is it Purple Cocoa?
yeah, it is. I couldn't think of a funny one fast enough, so
Purple Cocoa is the only subreddit that
What is that?
It's just plug sockets in places they shouldn't be.
Great, awesome.
It's
That's
just
a great thing to have.
It's
I
just
think.
photos of the plug socket on a roof or
That's
like in a
not niche
tree.
at all.
Yeah. No, it's actually got 800 million Redditors subscribed to it.
God.
So, yeah. Anyway, shall we crack into a Reddit confession?
I
want to
hear about other people's terrible, terrible D&D games.
Yeah.
Because mine are always flawless.
Yeah, we never have anything crazy happen in our games.
Not a single thing.
No PvP.
Not one.
Not
Not like
once.
players just walking out.
No. Players just getting into fights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where people leave and are just kind of upset by the experience.
Yeah,
It couldn't happen.
It didn't happen. It fucking did. Anyway, let's start with a little story from a player named Novel Litwick.
Good.
Really good. It's okay. So this post is titled DM wants 15,000 euros from players. Now, Tom, just right off the bat, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I expect the same from my players.
Yeah,
so-
for sure. Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that was a thing, actually.
I guess that would balance out because we both are players of each other's games.
See,
so,
it all works out. Checks and balances, right?
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. Let's find out
Wait,
why.
Yeah, how?
Wait,
What
do
do
you
you
wanna-
need it for? Do you reckon they're like hiring like production level
You're
equipment?
I'll tell you right now, you are giving way too much credit to this person. You're giving a
I
generous
think this guy,
read.
he just wants to take the money and run, maybe.
Let's get into it. So, a really short story about a group of players I adopted because of their former DM. My GF has a coworker who got interested in D&D, and his friends group decided they wanted to play. One of them said that he could DM.
Oh, great.
And after a few weeks, yeah, it's great. It sounds like a nice guy, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is like the beginning of basically any good D&D story, right?
Yeah,
it's
for
like
sure.
It's a very typical start to
D&D is a
campaign.
great way to it's a speed run for friends.
Yeah, and money apparently.
And yes, it's actually a get rich quick scheme too, as I'm learning, or maybe not. So,
do you reckon they gave it to him?
well,
and then afterwards they were like, "Wait, this was a bad idea."
Well, I mean, I know the answer. Do you want to speculate? Do you think, knowing based off the how about I read a bit more before?
Yeah, okay.
Because we need a bit more context. After a few weeks planning, he sent a bill into his group chat used for organizing the game. So,
like an invoice.
Yes. Imagine, how would you react
to seeing an invoice?
Just in like a Facebook Messenger chat, like if in our Deadbeat D&D chat, I mean,
instantly I'd be like, it's a joke. Obviously,
of course,
this is like a funny bit.
So
it's like, oh yeah, haha. You want money for being the DM? That's kind of cool.
Yeah,
or funny or whatever.
It would be Yeah,
it's improbable. It's like beyond the realm of possibility.
It's right up there on the episode.
Yeah,
curve.
I feel like maybe if I was in a like a professional setting, like if this was like agreed that this was gonna be like
you were in a professional setting.
Yeah.
What is this? Then?
I've never.
You see the cameras?
Yeah. Well, I've already given you 1,500.
You see the producer? You see the guy in the corner?
Freeman.
In frame. Get him in there. That's professional shit.
This is good.
I
mean, well, I have given you 15 grand, so
yeah, true. So I guess that did happen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like I wouldn't expect to do that. Did you write? Did I write?
I think you wrote this. This is your burner account. So okay,
an invoice is being sent to the group chat of just like a bunch of coworkers.
Yeah, they're just a bunch of friends.
Yeah,
and then they meet a guy who it's like, oh yeah, like totally. Yeah, no, oh, you guys want to play D&D? That's awesome. I mean, I know it's intimidating to start. I am a DM. I'm experienced. I could actually. It's like a scam.
Yeah,
it's like it's like this charismatic con artist.
I don't like it at all, actually.
Let me continue.
Yeah, please.
So he put everything he bought on there. Every source book from D&D Beyond, a few painted miniatures and table materials, adding up to around 1,000 euros. So 1,000 euros.
So far, well,
that's not too much. That's pretty reasonable.
Is it at all?
I think you should pay me 1,000 euros.
1,000 euros? That's not
that's what we use for currency in
1,400 New Zealand dollars. Euros?
Yeah.
Yeah, we use euros here.
Yeah.
Famously interlinked with the European economy.
Yeah.
What are you buying that is costing you 1,000 euros? Right? Like there's like 1,400 New Zealand dollars.
Yeah, no, that's true. Because
like the books are only like $100 each.
Yeah.
So you get the 3 core books.
Yeah.
It's like $300, sure.
Yeah. Maybe he bought. I mean, there are a lot of module. A lot of.
Yeah, but you're not buying like
maybe
every module.
Maybe he
for
bought
a campaign.
every single one, and maybe those miniatures he bought were like solid gold.
So I mean, yeah, that's reasonable, I guess.
Yeah. I can just imagine they'd be like, so why did you charge us for the minis? Like, they were freaking 3D printed on Hero Forge. Never heard of it?
Forge? Out of gold?
They're sponsoring the podcast. So 1,000 euros, but the title is DM wants 15,000 from players. So So where's the rest coming from? Let's continue. The funny thing is that everything's been pretty reasonable so far. The funny thing is that he also gave himself a pay rate for his time and calculated 421 hours of work.
Oh, what?
They haven't started playing yet. This is prep. 420 421 hours of work, which added up to 15,787 euros.
Whatever campaign that needs let's say a campaign goes on for a year, right?
Yeah.
You're playing once a week, maybe a couple hours every session. You're looking at maybe 200 hours.
Yeah.
That's like 4 hours per session, which these are long sessions.
Yeah.
Where does that mean he's doing 220 hours worth of prep work?
Well, so it seems to me like
Hundreds of hours of prep.
so I'm wondering if he's doing this in advance, assuming that the campaign, because my understanding is that he sent this.
I mean, he's businessly minded.
It's true. He's an entrepreneur.
He is an entrepreneur. He's calculating his working rate.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, he should contract DM.
He should. I mean, I think those exist. He could just do that.
They exist?
Yeah,
That's
I'm
awesome.
pretty sure there's.
I should do that. Do you reckon
Paid.
they get 15 grand? Like,
Yeah, for
per
sure.
campaign?
For sure. Yeah, I know how much you prep. I'm pretty sure your hourly rate would be good.
I'm charging 200 at least.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is.
Anyway, so he expected everyone to pay him without even telling them that they should pay anything in advance. It is
Great start. Just really drop a $15,000 invoice out of nowhere.
This is like they haven't played yet.
No.
It's crazy to me. Like,
all they've done is get a group chat together.
yeah.
And the first thing this guy does in this group chat is drop in an invoice.
To be fair, that Facebook UI is pretty hard to use. Maybe they spent 421 hours just trying to set up the group chat. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy out there, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm serious, man.
I saw you
Why would
struggling
you-
with your phone before. I'm not even sure if you know how to turn it on yet.
Why would you pay me, man? I spent so much time for setting up that D&D chat for us, man.
400 hours to be exact.
400 hours, dude.
Would you pay 15,000 euros for a celebrity DM?
Oh,
Would I?
for a year-long campaign, yeah.
I mean, yeah, 'cause
maybe one session, probably not.
that would be just like a
Matt Mercer?
if we got Matt Mercer on retainer for the podcast for a year, that would boost our numbers, baby.
He's like a millionaire.
we would make that money. We would make that money back like that,
Yeah, very easily.
dude. We should reach out.
I reckon actually 15 grand. That's got to be a lot for that guy, right?
Do you reckon freaking yeah? Do you reckon Brennan would do it?
Lee Mulligan,
The Lee Mulligan
the Lee.
of UCV fame and
Yeah, I
collage
reckon
humor?
he'd do it. 15 grand. New Zealand though, so converted
Brennan-
to US, it's like 10.
Yeah, Brennan,
Um,
we're prepared to offer you 15,000 New Zealand dollars to come on the podcast every
year.
fortnight for a year.
It's not worth it for one.
No, don't listen to him. Shut your mouth. You're always trying to ruin our chance of success.
I'm sabotaging you
You're
actively.
always saying, oh, we need to think about morals.
Yeah.
Yuck.
I ain't paying for flights either.
I'll pay for flights.
He can find his own way here. Honestly, 15,000 for a celebrity DM, I probably would, to be fair. Even for like a couple sessions. It'd be sick as fuck to like
Yeah,
have Matt
pretty
Mercer
awesome.
or Brennan Lee Mulligan do a 2-shot for us.
Yeah.
Um
In person. Not like
yeah.
over
Oh,
Zoom
yeah,
or
yeah,
something.
yeah. To clarify, no more than
Yeah.
$20 over Zoom.
Yeah. This is Zoom. That rate's going way down.
Way down.
Maybe this guy was a celebrity. Maybe,
He's
maybe they
undercover.
just
It's Matt Mercer undercover.
maybe they just didn't even know. Maybe he's like, maybe it was like a famous, maybe it was, a famous DM. And
Name one.
I was trying to think of the Adventure Zone. Vin
Yeah.
Diesel. Yeah.
You're so right.
Dude,
I
yeah.
forgot that Vin Diesel is a DM.
Maybe Vinny freaking D.
Vinny D.
Vinny D. Williams was on the pod. And maybe
Lock him in.
he was just around the water cooler, because I assume he works in office
Yeah.
job.
Oh, for sure.
The Fast and the Furious movies aren't doing too well.
No.
And he's just around, and then some people come up and they're like talking about D&D, and he's like, I actually play D&D. And then
have you seen my movies?
Have you seen freaking Fast X, dude? and they're like, yeah, I don't really know about any of that. And they're like, oh, you're a DM. Could you DM a game for us? And he's like, yeah, I actually have a Patreon at the top tier. You can hire me for be your DM. And then they're just like, yeah, they're not listening. And then he charges them, and they're like, what the hell?
What is
they
this?
Had freaking Vinny D on their pod.
Yeah.
Well, not everybody.
No.
I forget that people play
They
D&D
think he's
for
an
fun.
accountant or something.
Yeah.
You know what? I respect this guy. I respect the
Vinny D?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That for
Yeah.
sure. No, that's a horror story. I hate that. I assume they just found someone else.
Let me there is more. So
Oh,
I'll finish it off. So my GF told me about this situation, and they are gonna play a game with me as their DM for the price of please
this
bring
guy know?
snacks. How did this guy know?
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
you said that the girlfriend told him and he's gonna be the DM. It's like she just landed it on this guy.
Yeah, she was just
By
like,
the way, our DM sucks, so you're doing
we
it now.
cannot afford this other guy. This friggin' bald dude, we cannot afford him. But
We
you,
desperately want to, but we just can't.
come on, you got a DM for us.
What gold do you reckon that guy could produce for 15 grand? I'm trying to think like what lengths I would go to make a
I'm
campaign
guessing-
worth $15,000.
My assumption is that his idea of world building is like very, very like logistical.
right.
So he spent 420 hours developing an intricate like economy and like
right.
he built
all the
like
stuff
a
that you really don't need
like
to
a
do.
working world.
Yeah.
Yeah, like yeah, like no sort of vibes or,
No.
or sort of themes or anything.
And the
No
minute he has to
storytelling.
improvise, he
He's just
seizes up.
sweating buckets. He's
No.
dabbing his forehead with $100 note. Shit.
This wasn't in the script. Which
So-
I have a 400-page script written.
Anyway, so this political party in your area, yeah, that's absolutely fucked.
Was the DM George Martin now?
Oh, we cracked it.
We
It
figured
was
it out.
friggin' George Marr.
You're-
Pond.
What a great shortening of that name.
I think my idea of cool, and I have to
Yeah.
compensate because we're doing a D&D podcast.
yeah, of course.
My idea of cool
We're
is to
not cool.
what? Well, no, but see, when you learn this little trick, you might be cool
fuck
too.
yeah.
You just sort of shorten things. So
Oh,
instead of
right.
saying, like take an earlier case study. I said instead of Vin Diesel, I elongated Vin to Vinny,
Yeah.
which is sort of a subversion of the
Yeah,
rule
'cause
that
it's
I'm explaining.
more syllables.
Yeah, but then I changed
But you
Diesel
tightened it down
to
right at
D.
the end.
So ultimately, the sort of letter you have less letters.
Yeah. Do you
And-
though?
And that's all the time that we have for this little bite-sized episode.
We can't dive into that one at all.
Well, I don't have time to do the surprise bit. Maybe I'll do it next episode.
Oh, I'm once again terrified.
60 seconds to plug. Please check us out on TikTok, Instagram, Deadbeat D&D. Check us out on YouTube. Check us out on all the things. Subscribe
Spotify,
to the
maybe?
podcast.
Yeah.
Spotify, wherever you
The
get
podcast
podcasts.
is good.
Podcast is pretty good, yeah. It's all right. But yeah,
Not as funny as
if you enjoyed
this,
this and you aren't familiar with the main campaign, we do run a main campaign of D&D where I don't charge $15,000. Or
Wait,
maybe we
what?
should have a Patreon tier that's $15,000.
But I've already given you 15 grand.
Sorry, that was for a different thing.
Oh, that was setup costs.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was like a finder's fee
A finder's
for
fee.
this the studio. Anyway, thank you very much. You got to
Yeah.
sign off for. Should we do a sign off for this?
Sure. What's the sign off?
Keep rocking all the way to Wellington City, brother. Woo!
Yeah. Don't salute.
That's stolen valor.